Guys, it's been a little bit of time, and I'm sorry. And I get a lot of messages saying to make videos, and so I'm making a video. But so it's May now. This month marks my 2 years from going into treatment for anorexia. So for anyone who is new or hasn't watched my old videos, in 2013 I was hospitalized and then put into a residential center. I went to the Renfrew Center in Philadelphia for a month, where I was in treatment for anorexia, which, in case you don't know, is a mental disorder. It's an eating disorder. And so this is 2 years. I think I'm doing pretty good. That's my happy dance, in case you didn't know. But I was gonna do like a what do you eat after treatment video, but since it's been 2 years, I mean, I pretty much just eat anything anytime I want. I'm not vegan anymore, in case you didn't know, despite my username. Most of the people just, this is distracting me. Most people who watch my videos or follow my channels, voted for me to keep the non-vegan nom just because that's what I'm known as. So that's still what I use in all my accounts, even though I'm not vegan anymore. I was vegetarian for a little while, but my body it needs the protein for what I put it through. It was 4 years of consistently not eating, and I almost died. When I was in the hospital, they said they have to have like a strict eating thing when you're in the hospital for any kind of eating disorder treatment, because you can have a heart attack and you will die. And the people in the hospital were surprised that you didn't have a heart attack yet. But I went to a thing called refeeding syndrome, which is when someone who hasn't eaten for extended periods of time starts eating a lot again, and their body just like burns all the calories that you eat. And so I was eating like 5,000-6,000 calories a day and still losing weight, because my body was so starved that it's like anything it could get, it would just like burn up and try and like use for energy. And it was very painful. Definitely the most painful thing I've ever been through. As you can see, I have tattoos and it's Harley. I know, a lot of piercings. By far the most painful thing in my entire life. They had to have me on morphine for like 3 days just so like the stomach pains wouldn't destroy me, I guess. Sorry, I burped. But yeah, really, my diet, like, now, before my diet was, like, a lot of vegetables once a day, and now my diet is, like, chicken nuggets, and I really like sushi. I pretty much live off Subway, because I work in the mall, and there's a Subway right there. They also have chicken nuggets in the mall, and french fries, and Chinese food, but it's like, it's one of those things that's always, like, anyone going through treatment, anyone thinking about going through treatment, going to Renfrew was the best and the worst experience of my life. Worst because it was, like, my biggest fear in front of me, and I had to, like, overcome it, I guess. And I was away from my family. I had no cell phone. I had no internet, or like very limited, like 15 minutes a day for like 1 day a week. That was all I had for internet access for an entire month. That's like not even an hour. I'm sorry, I'm bad at math. Not even an hour for an entire month on the internet, when usually I'm online for at least 6 hours a day. Depending on when I work and what I'm doing, but oh, I forgot what I was saying. That's another side, like, not a side effect, just like a cause of it. My brain was so starved that now I have terrible memory. 2 years later, has not come back. And I don't think it ever will, so I'm just like, I did it to myself, so I'm just gonna have to live with this awful memory that I have. But hey, at least I'm alive. Everyone that hates me is like, oh, no. But oh yeah. But that's why it was bad, because I had, one, no internet, no access to the outside world at all, very limited TV channels that we actually got, in Renfrew. But it was also really good because it saved my life in a sense. The hospital, Renfrew, and then I did an outpatient treatment for like 9 months, I think, and it was like 3 nights a week. I had to drive an hour every time. I hate driving. I have terrible anxiety when I'm driving. But it taught me how to like function kind of in a way. Like when to eat, what my body needs. And if I didn't have that kind of structure when I came home, I would have like fallen back into like my old habits, which would not have been good because I would have died. Plain and simple. I would not be making this video right now because I would be 6 feet into the ground. Or they would have turned my body into ashes. Or if like I really want them to do is taxidermy my body, and I want my boss to hang it above our cash wrap and dress me as Harley Quinn so that I will forever be haunting and living in that store because I spent all my time there. But in all seriousness, talking about taxidermy, stuffing my body, but really that's what I want. Like for real. So when I eventually die, please do that to my body, whoever's watching this. But eating disorders are very hard to be able to function with if you don't get some kind of medical treatment. Also very dangerous. Out of all mental disorders, anorexia is the highest in leading deaths because it's something that can't be controlled if the person is over 18, which at the time I was 20 when I went in there. 19, 20? 20. I think I was turning 21 that summer. So I was 20 years old. My parents had like no legal rights over me because I was legally an adult. There are things, any parents watching this whose kids are going through that, you can like speak to lawyers. You can have all your rights taken away from your child and force them into treatment, which is what my parents almost had to do with me. By the time they actually were going to meet with the person, I was already in the hospital. But there are ways to get people into treatment. 2 years after now, I'm able to function. I'm able to eat what I want. I don't feel bad about eating anymore. And I shrug my eyes like that's something stupid. But that's like a real thing. I am still terrified of some foods. That's just plain and simple, but I know how to like deal with it and enjoy the food, I guess. There's something else I was going to say with that. Oh, it never goes away. Like, anyone who has an eating disorder or knows someone with an eating disorder, they're like, I want you to be, like, better. I want you to be, like, cured. There's no cure. Sorry. There's not a medication you can take. I've been on medications before. For antidepressant and anti-anxiety. I'm not anymore. I was for a while. But there's no cure for an eating disorder. It's literally just the individual wanting to get better and wanting to, in a sense, not die, because that's where I was close to. I like didn't want to die. I have videos of this. I didn't want to die, but like I didn't know what I was doing to myself. And 2 years later, I'm just starting to see what I actually did to myself. Like when I was in the hospital, one of the therapists was like, would you starve like your pet dog? And I'm like, no, I love my dog. I'm like, I wouldn't starve my dog. And they're like, well, then why are you doing it to yourself? And I'm like, oh. I'm not a fan of myself by any stretch of the imagination, but that really made sense with me, kind of. Is why would you not feed a living thing? I mean, especially if it's yourself and you're stuck with yourself. I don't know where I was going with this. But it never goes away. Like, every time I eat something, like, it's ingrained in my brain, like, how many calories, like, what is in this food? Like, it's there. It's always gonna be there. But it's just ignoring, like, the urges to not eat. And just knowing my body needs certain things to function. I have not full-time, technically I'm part-time, but I work like 35, 40 hours a week. I'm the assistant manager of my store, which is awesome, and it's where I've always wanted to work and what I've always wanted to do. I have people in my life right now that are awesome, and I love them, and it would have, I would have never gotten that if I still had an eating disorder, or if I started not eating again. Like, I wouldn't be able to do my job. I wouldn't be able to have the relationships that I do. So that's really what, like, keeps me healthy, I guess. And just, like, mentally being there. Because before, I was, like, super lightheaded all the time and always cold. Now, I'm still kind of cold all the time because I'm hypoglycemic, I'm hypoglycemic, so my blood pressure drops. Or my blood sugar, sorry. I'm not with it today, guys. I just got home from work. But I have low blood sugar, so anytime I eat an hour or two later, my blood sugar drops, and it feels like I'm gonna pass out, but I'm not. Like, it's just like the feeling of my blood sugar dropping. And also, I'm anemic, which means I have low blood cells, or low something in my blood. I don't really know the actual medical term, but that also makes me cold a lot. But eating a lot of iron things help with that a lot. I say a lot. I've said it a lot. But anyone in treatment or out of treatment know how hard it is. So, like, I feel you there. But then you can also live, like, a good, enjoyable, content life with an eating disorder. If you get to the stage where I'm at now, like 2 years, whoa. Those are double hand explosions right there, guys. Double hand. I don't remember what else I was gonna say. But I guess that's pretty much it. I get a lot of messages from people with an eating disorder. They're like, I don't want to eat, but I don't want to go into treatment, but I want to get better, and like all this stuff. And I'm like, I can't help you. For a while, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna help everyone. I'm gonna solve problems, but no, because it is the part of my life I'm in now. Trying to convince someone to go into treatment or get help, it pulls me back into that because I don't want to hear about people doing that to themselves. I don't want to see people doing that to themselves. So hearing about it from someone else, like, I don't want to do this here, or pictures of me, I don't want to see it. I don't really want to hear it. I mean, sure, it's like, it's cool I get all these messages and everything, but sometimes I'm like, it drags me back into that spot where I'm like, oh, I want to do that again. And that's the part that's always going to be with you when you have an eating disorder. When you got as bad as I was, when you see someone after you've recovered, when you see someone like that, you're like, yeah, you got a problem. But now I'm not like, I want to help you. Now I'm like, you need to get help. And that's literally what I will say from now on to anyone is get treatment. Go see a doctor. Go into some kind of treatment program. Because there's not a person or a YouTube vlogger or anything that will be able to help you get better. Like, it's literally you, and that's it. No one else matters but you. And getting better, I guess. I don't really know. I'm gonna try to vlog more, but I say that every time, and I'm sorry that I don't, but I'm literally out of my house from like 9 a.m. to like 10 p.m., 7 p.m., something like that. But it's getting later now, which, like, right now it's 8 o'clock, and it's light out, so I can vlog, yay! Because when it gets dark, I, like, come home, and I, like, take off my pants, and I'm like, I'm gonna play some WoW and not do anything else. So I'm sorry. But I'm gonna try. If I actually find my camera eventually, I will go on, like, adventures and film and work. Maybe. Or the park, or something else. Or just driving, really. But if you have any questions, you can comment them. I've been really bad about checking comments. Every time I upload a new video for like the next week after, I actually check a lot of the comments. I'll try to be better with that. Really old videos from like 2 years ago, I don't check comments anymore. I don't get email updates, so I'm sorry. You can always like direct message me on Instagram or like my Facebook page, but I will not add you to my personal page. I'm sorry. I have had bad experiences. That's why I no longer add people on Facebook unless I know them in real life or unless I'm like, I know them somehow. But you can add my Facebook page, and I usually get back to my messages on there, or even Tumblr. Oh, there was something on the bottom of my sock. But you can, usually Tumblr I'm good at because I get a lot of hate mail and it's really funny to read. So I'll usually go in there a couple times a day just to see if I have anything in my inbox. And I think I have some pretty snarky, sarcastic remarks sometimes. I also tend to get really aggressive and angry on Tumblr, so if it's a legit question, it's safer to go with my Facebook, or you can just comment below. But that's all, I guess. I hope this video kind of made sense and I didn't get too off topic or off track. I should really take notes. But I love you all. Thank you for watching my videos. It really means a lot to me, even though I haven't really vlogged in a while. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try. But, yeah, that's all. Bye. As soon as I stop recording this.